Hey, good morning. How you guys doing? Today in this video, I wanted to talk to you about making intelligent scribbles when doing figure drawing. And what I mean by intelligent scribbles is a looser approach towards drawing the figure, drawing from your imagination or drawing from the model. Sometimes, sometimes your mind is just not clicking right, and it feels like you're struggling, like trying to get the figure down onto the page. Sometimes it might be helpful to just like take more like a looser, more liberal approach towards your drawing, almost like as if you're scribbling. And like when you scribble, sometimes, and I don't particularly like the word scribble, but at least I think it's very clear in terms of what I mean, like being very loose and not so not so intentionally specific. It's kind of like you're filling out the form, like when you're drawing. On my screen here, I have a illustration from Heinrich Kley, German illustrator from the late 19th century, early 20th century. And I think his drawings are great, and I really highly recommend like looking at his drawings because one, it really looks like he sculpted out these forms. Of course, we have two speed skating elephants, but it seems like he sculpted out these forms like with the pen, and he's being very loose with it. It might seem a little chaotic, but it's very loose. It's free. You can see he's filling out the form, like as he's drawing it. You can feel like he's filling out the side. Oops, he's filling out the side of this elephant here, right? The broad side, and of course, like he's filling out like these loose folds at the bottom of the elephant. So he's using all that, to inform his hand, like as he's drawing, to actually like feel and imagine like the forms, and whether it's a hard edge or it's a soft edge. It's kind of scribbling kind of helps you like to visualize these things. I want to take another look at some Heinrich Kley. Yeah, this is also Heinrich Kley as well. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's just in time for mermaid actually. So, but yeah, that's really great. I mean, you can see here like how loose this drawing is. And sometimes, when you draw loose, you give yourself some freedom, to like make mistakes, not be so committed with your lines. Of course, this is also Heinrich Kley. We have a little bit of color in here. Yeah, Heinrich Kley was always famous for doing his dancing elephants, which were inspiration for Walt Disney's Dance of the Hours sequence in Fantasia. But yeah, or I mean, this one, was a little bit tighter than others, but there's some drawings that he does that are they're yeah, like something like this one. Um, all that, yeah, like in this leg here. I mean, that's just him like just scribbling out and filling out the form. Um, yeah, that one's nice too. That's a nice one. Yeah, Heinrich Kley I highly recommend looking at Heinrich Kley. His stuff is filled with tons of intelligent scribbles. Another one I want to show you it's a personal favorite of mine, perfect personal favorite artist of mine. This is John Buscema, and John Buscema was a great illustrator artist from Marvel Comics. Actually, he was working in advertising before he got into comics, but and actually it shows in his work in terms of how clean and how professional his work was. But something like this is what John would turn out when something would go to print, obviously. But I don't think he would be so tight with his lines. Most likely, when he started off with something like this, his drawings probably actually, if you look at a lot of his, I think you can find a lot of his old sketches online, and some of those sketches are really loose like this. Like this is really sculptural. Um, Basically, what he did, like, he got down the main gesture, and then once he got the gesture down, then he felt out the forms, and he was almost like he was, you know, scribbling in an informed way, scribbling in an intelligent way, not just haphazardly, but visualizing, like, what this form is like, what that feels like, what the deltoid feels like, what's this, what it feels like for this hard edge for the elbow, like that. Here in the leg, going down here. Of course, you have this rhythm going down here as well, but basically, he's just trying to feel it out. Okay. Um, so I'll show you one more thing from John Buscema. Yeah. So I ripped some pages from How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way, and usually most like how-to books will show you something like this three-step process, right? Step 1, step 2, step 3, and of course 3 is finished, which is really not. It's not. It's a terrible way to show people, how to draw. I mean, they don't really tell you like how to think about drawing. And it's fine, that like, okay, you put a stick figure down in here, and then like you put in these geometric forms in here, these very clean geometric forms, and I guess that's fine, to keep that in mind when you draw. But this might be a little bit too rigid. Again, yeah, like this is most likely what John would start off with when he was drawing. He would come up with a kind of like a scribbly gestural line here like that, and then he'll flesh it out a little bit more, and then from there you can go into your final drawing from there.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do my example of doing an intelligent scribble. I'm gonna use John Buscema's example here from How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. I'm not gonna copy exactly what he drew here. I just want to get the basic idea of what this pose or this gesture is all about. So it's more so I'm taking the idea rather than the copying for what it is, and actually that would defeat the purpose for me if I was going to copy it, because I just want you guys to get the idea of like how you can lay this in a very loose way, but a way that's clear. Okay. So if you look at it, I got that gesture in pretty quickly, all right? Didn't really labor over it, and it's probably it's gonna look a little light. It should look light, actually. And I'm gonna do my version of this pose. Okay. So I try to like skate around the page. As I'm going, and by skating around the page is really it's just me like filling out these forms. The deltoid, scapula here, pelvis is here, right? Buttocks, right? This leg, like that. His arms like so. And the hair is like that. I'm just gonna throw a little thing down here for, I guess, the sword that she has. Okay. And quite frankly, that's all we need. This is all the information that we really need to get get the idea of this figure down. That's really it, you know. I mean, now, no, by no means is this a finished piece, but you know, I have an idea here that I can take and I can flesh out. You know, of course, I'll clean it up and flesh it out a little bit more in terms of like what I'm trying to communicate. You know, what I'm trying to, what I would like this to be designed like. Yeah, so you know, keep this in mind. You know, when you're drawing. You know, just to keep your drawings loose. Don't make a big deal about it. Don't overthink it. You know, if what you got on the page is clear, then that's enough. That's fine. That's you know that's all that you need, really. Okay, so please keep that in mind. You know, guys, when you draw, don't overlabor your drawings. Try scribbling. You know, intelligent scribbling. Okay. All right. So anyway, give that a try, and yeah, you know, if you had some success with it, I don't know, you know, leave me a comment. Let me know how it went. If you have any other comments or things like that, you know, please feel free to leave a comment below, and yeah, and please give me a like and subscribe, because I will be giving more videos. Okay, all right, I'll see you in the next video. All right, bye bye.